Yo, welcome back to a new video, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of the day again. I can't believe how fast these weeks are going by. Like, in the next 12 hours, we're going to have Black Clover. Chapter 321 spoilers, 12 or 13 hours. Nobody really cares about the time. But the real question is, what is going to happen this week? Again, I asked people on Discord what you think is going to happen in the next chapter. If you want to be featured in these videos, be sure to join Discord and comment in the channel what you think is going to happen next chapter. And I will usually pick 3 or 4 predictions, depending on how the week is going. So anyway, without further doubt, this week's chapter is insane. There's not much else to say. Let's just jump straight into the prediction. Alright, yo, jumping straight into it. Honestly, there's not a lot to say. The ending of last week's chapter was pretty obvious of what's going to happen in 321. Yuno and Mimosa save Asta. Yuno has his star magic literally ready. He has both grimoires literally ready. And Lucifero has his eyes set on killing Asta, the only person that can currently damage Lucifero, as he tested himself when he managed to cut his finger. Now, there's a really good question here, is why Lucifero isn't affected by magic. A lot of you have been speculating that's because none of them are arcane. I would kind of argue that spirit magic in a way is arcane, so I'm a little interested to see why Fuguelion's magic literally doesn't work, but that can also be described easily because Fuguelion simply isn't very tuned with the Salamander spirit, so that could be easily understandable. And the other question is obviously Dorothy, why Dorothy's magic isn't working on Lucifero. Well, I mean, if spatial magic isn't arcane, then technically teleporting someone into another dimension isn't really arcane. I guess what she could do with it in her dimension is pretty arcane-ish, but for the most part, it looks like none of them are arcane, so that could be one of the reasons. And now we have Yuno, who has Saint Spirit Dive. The real question here is, does he have Saint Stage Spirit Dive? It was said when we go back to the Yuno and Xenon fight that the only reason Yuno was able to obtain Saint Stage Spirit Dive was because he was in that fight in a verge of life and death for a very long time. So the real question here is, has he been able to understand that he unlocked a new form of Spirit Dive, and will he now be able to use it on Lucifero? The other question is Mimosa and Asta. As most of you know, Asta looks very dead. Like, yo, bro, come on. Mimosa is gonna be healing Asta, and I mean, Lucifero isn't an idiot. He knows the only threat here is Asta. He probably doesn't see Yuno as a threat. He probably doesn't know Yuno is Saint Stage Spirit Magic. So one, I'm interested to see how Lucifero reacts to Yuno if Yuno does have Saint Spirit Dive. 2, I'm interested to see if Lucifero is going to try to completely ignore Asta and go directly and kill Mimosa. Because let's be honest here, the only thing in existence so far that can damage him is Asta. There is no reason why he should let Asta live, and that was very evident with chapter 320 when he was literally about to stomp on Asta. So he is trying to kill Asta and Libe because he's realized they are a threat, and simply put, threats should be exterminated. So I'm interested to see what happens in 321. I feel like this is going to be the last chapter before a break. Because for those of you that don't know, last week, One Piece went on break. This week, My Hero Academia is on break. And next week, it's gonna be Black Clover. So I'm hoping there's no break next week. But I am very, very, very scared. Other than Yuno, Mimosa, Asta, the other question of a Saint Stage Spirit Dive is Noelle. Now, the Black Bull's base was destroyed very close to them. We saw Vanessa very close by, but what we haven't seen yet is Noelle. Noelle, if she's able to obtain Undine again and activate her certain stage spirit dive. I believe 2 Saint stage spirit dive users are going to be on the field here, and it would honestly be really cool to see a team up of Asta, Yuno, and Noelle, or at the very least, even an Yuno and Noelle team up. We haven't seen a Yuno Noelle team up for like 200 chapters. The last time we saw it was in the tournament arc. Oh my god, that was like 200 chapters ago. It's definitely been a very long time since we've seen a Noelle and Yuno team up, and they really do well work with each other. And if they both have Saint Spirit Dive, I'm interested to see if in the meantime Fuegoleon at the very least could unlock Spirit Dive, because I mean Fuegoleon is down bad, man. Like, he's a captain, but he's not done anything. And I mean, at least Dorothy was fighting Morris and shit, you know, but like Fuegoleon is just down bad. Anyway, ignoring that, over on Discord I asked you guys, give me your theories on what you think is going to happen in Black Clover's next upcoming chapter. And I don't know why this camera is like just suddenly breaks when it goes from a slightly light situation to a slightly darker situation, but I guess it is what it is. Anyway, so on Discord I asked you guys what you think is going to happen. The first person that responded with John's, Fauna, and Noelle and Joy says, my prediction, Yuno kind of holds his own for a bit. I'm definitely expecting Yuno of Star Magic to be able to hold at the very least a little bit. Lucifero gets fed up, Noelle and Noct show up, like Triad moment, Asta learns of his past. Now I don't know if all of that is going to happen in this chapter, but I mean, it's a good theory. Caped Boldy says, Yuno survives for a while by keeping his distance and attacking Lucifero, who is hardly impacted from Yuno's attack. Some key piece of info is revealed that might explain how to damage Lucifero. Asta begins to recover. I'm definitely expecting this latter half on how to actually damage Lucifero, because there's got to be another way other than anti-magic, because from what we can predict, 1,000 years ago, anti-magic didn't exist. So definitely something else is the plan, because you have got to think of this logically. Lucifero was trapped in the underworld, which means he did lose 1,000 years ago. How is the question? Rakim over the world says Yuno holds his own for a bit because a decent bit of damage in Lucy starts overpowering him tremendously. The elves come. Yo, that's a good question. Where the fuck are Fana and Veto, man? Mimosa heals Asta and Libe tells Asta about Lucida. I don't know about the last part. Oxy Goldman says Lucifero recognizes that Mimosa is healing everyone. Asta. Chapter ends with Lucifero piercing Mimosa through the chest. I mean, Lucifero isn't stupid, and that's simply what I said, that Lucifero ain't dumb. Asta is so far the only other person that can damage him. He is not going to want him to heal. And Mimosa, well, I mean, speaks for itself, right? Mimosa is currently a problem. Which of the predictions did you prefer? Which one did you like the most? I personally preferred Oxy Goldman, even though it's probably the least likeliest. I'm assuming Rakim's is the most likeliest. Shout outs to everyone who participated. Anyway, guys, what do you think is going to happen in Black Clover chapter 321? Be sure to tell me in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Tim, as always. Peace.